It's been a new season.
Yes, you're right, and we're back
A new season.
to talk Galavant
A last chance to go through the plot.
on a show where it hits just the right spot.
A new season to go.
Galavant Ing.
Yeah, I did some improv there because, we're on our last legs of the season, so it's basically the last time we get the chance to go through the plot. So how you doing, Blue Dragon 5?
A little sad that it's over.
This was an incredibly satisfying finale, I thought. These last two episodes absolutely brought it out of the park for me.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get right into it. I mean, just alone from the opening scene in the first episode where you've got the jester recapping everything, I'm like, oh my god, I'm sold. This is perfect. So speaking of musical recaps, Blue Dragon 5.
Yeah. I almost contemplated not having it in there for this one because you did a good job of it. But
you did such a good job. It's like, yeah.
Okay. Let's get started then.
All right, let's bore the audience one last time.
Well, remember we have another time left.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, let's not get too maudlin here. We still got one more left.
Okay. Let's go.
Now the moment's here.
Close to the end, I fear.
On this season of Galavant,
our jester friend recaps,
where we left our heroes last.
Heading off to war.
Gareth's confident.
Is he not one bit?
Madalena tries dark magic.
Turns the undead, oh dag nabbit.
But wait, before we go and stop, let's check in with Galavant.
Now he's no longer dead.
Izzy hits his head.
Because she loves him.
Richard and Gareth make up.
Sid's a no-show.
Hey, Chef, what up?
That's it. At its core.
But stay put, there's a little more.
Galavant. Oh my god. Oh, that was epic. And so was the recap that starts the episode. So let's just talk about that for a bit.
Okay. So Jester just makes a grand entrance. He's more like a little gladiator, not a gladiator, little knight's helmet of his own.
Right.
Jester just walks in. He just recaps the entire season to the two armies, and I love the reveal at the end because you were thinking, okay, it's opening so awesome with the Jester recapping like the last episode of last season.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's revealed he's actually been doing this right in between the two armies, and this cracked me up, and I love this. Just was setting such a great tone for these last two episodes. Just everyone just takes a moment to kind of clap and applaud, like, "Oh, good job!"
Thank you. I'll be here all week if I don't die.
So great. And then my favorite, aside from Madeleine saying, "Oh man, the boy can sing," my favorite follow-up line was from Gareth. Gareth saying, "Okay, now the recap song's over. Time for war." I love Gareth acknowledging the recap song. Okay, let's see. So as Gareth's getting ready for the war, Wormwood suggests they view the fight like kind of the typical king and queen would do.
Yeah, let's retire to the cool skybox.
Yeah. And then the Madalena's eyes do the thing again. They turn red and demonic for a moment there, and Madalena agrees with Wormwood. Say, yeah, we should take the shows. They're brushing off. I think it was nothing wrong with the rest.
They have cookies. Oh, yes, please.
And Gareth, he's a little disappointed, but he'll accept it for a moment. Like, it's tradition.
Right.
Meanwhile, Isabella's father makes an excellent point. He says, speaking from past experience, I think we're knee-deep in poopy caca.
We're knee-deep in poopy caca. I really love this guy. He's so one note the whole season, but it totally works. It's like he's the guy who points out how much trouble they're in every episode.
King of Lynch is pretty fun. His voice is so cool, though.
Oh, I know. It's so distinct.
I'm sorry, Bonnie. I suck at war.
Might I make a prediction for the future? We are screwed.
Deep in poopy caca.
He's great.
If you're gonna make a poo joke, that's the way you do it. Okay, anyway, so the jester makes a suggestion. I mean, he's earned it. He delivered an excellent recap in front of the enemy of my enemy, and so on and so forth. The jester suggests that we beat him to the punch. Steal the punch. That makes sense for a jester to make this suggestion. He suggests, we beat him to the punch by killing ourselves to kill their morale.
I didn't think this joke was too funny, but I'll leave it at that. I won't get into personal reasons why I don't think it's very funny.
You can't make everything personal about that. There's a movie coming out called Suicide Squad.
Yeah, suicide is a very touchy subject for me, my friend.
Right. No more diving into it.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying it's fine. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, because of my personal experiences, I'm kind of like, okay, I kind of have to just accept that.
And anyway, so there's a hilarious line, I think, following that up, particularly. He says, I wish we were alive to see the looks on their faces.
Right.
Anyways, let's see. So then Isabella, she gives a really good speech, better than she
did. This is great. This is fucking great.
It's a bit of kind of Braveheart-esque,
Totally. Braveheart meets like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, something like that. Now, I love her parents just pointing out the fact that she's twisting it. She's basically laying out the negatives, putting a positive spin on it, saying, "Oh, she twisted it."
There's 3 of you to every one of. No, there's 3 of us. No, I'm sorry. There's 3 of them to every one of us. How can so few of us dig so many graves?
Saying she said, she twisted. And the next one was one of my favorites. I was just, sure, you can leave, but we'll leave. I'll leave more glory for the rest of us. Oh, shit. Yeah. Anyway, I love that
one of the things I noticed throughout the episode is the father has this like big. It looks like the pan that you would pull out like a traditional pizza out of an oven.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A baker's pan, yeah.
Right. And he uses it throughout the episode, and he does a pretty good job with it.
Anyways, they're all rallying up and like saying, you're going to use your makeshift weaponry. And as she's listening them, she then realizes, okay, no whisk.
Yeah.
Today is a day for victory. And then she mentioned to the side, taken after her father, we are completely screwed.
Okay, so Gal and Richard are riding up.
Gal's looking forward to battle and saving Isabella. Richard, he's nervous, understandably so. He's not that adept at the sword play. Well, we're going to find he's actually learned more than he thought possible himself. And he's just playing off that he's worried about Tad Cooper, which he is. He's worried about it. And that answers a question we had last episode. We called a few things, actually.
Yeah, we'll get into it as they come, but we definitely called a few things.
Yeah, so we finally got a location on Tad Cooper, so he is definitely going into battle with Richard, which I got to tell you, from a battle standpoint, I wouldn't have done that, but we're going to see how useful it becomes, though.
Also, one very quick thing about Tad Cooper, I was saying he's a Komodo dragon. He's actually a bearded dragon. My dad corrected me on that when I was watching with him. Still in the same family of dragon, but just a little smaller, essentially.
Okay, we've learned something.
Know your dragons!
Yeah, hosted by Jay Baruchel.
Oh, God. No, I was thinking Eddie Murphy. Dragon, not lizard.
I don't do that.
I don't do that tongue thing.
Okay, let's see. So he's worried about Ted Cooper. Galavant, however, has faith in him. He said, I've seen you transform in our journeys together from boob to a real man. So you said boob. Focus, Richard, focus.
He basically pulls a Beavis and Butthead joke. You said boob.
Anyway, so he also gives Tad Cooper a little bit of a pep talk. Says, Tad Cooper, listen, I believe in you. I believe if there's any time for you to turn to a real dragon, now's that. Okay, we'll check in with you later. Okay, anyway, also, I love this reference that they put these helmets on. Wait, are we not doing our own stunts? No. We're just going to want to have a dramatic reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the stunt fourth wall gag.
All right, so Garrus up in the skybox with Madalena and Wormwood. He's getting really impatient. What's Wormwood's excuse for holding off the battle?
He's waiting for the sun to be in the right place for the painters to kind of make an epic painting of it.
Oh, to highlight the spilling blood against the golden sands.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of my favorite bits of the episode is just this royal painter who's just hanging out.
Yeah, and you know, they're in this, essentially it's kind of like if you were horse racing, kind of the luxury box, you know. Point is they're you know, basically in this luxury box kind of taking in the battle and says, you know, I can't, no, I can't be here. You eating your raisins? Actually, they're figs. Anyway, he's saying, well, look, this was my birthday gift to fight with essentially with Madalena. He's addressing Madalena, with Madalena alongside me. You know, and then we go on vacation, like we talked about.
And then Madalena, she, oh god.
A vacation like we talked about is one of my favorite gags in this, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I like the way it comes up next with the ziplining gag.
You're right. But so I love that. I love how domestic Gareth is. Like, he just wants the simple things. He wants to go vacationing with the woman he likes, the woman he loves. Yeah, Madalena wants to hold off on the vacation for Mr. Woman, not to leave him alone, like he's a pet or something. Right. Anyway, so Gareth suspects the do for a moment there.
Actually, it's the do, the dark evil way.
Don't start with me. Madalena swears it's not. Wormwood spies Galavant and an army approaching with his spyglass there.
I also love how he says, hold the crow.
Yeah, and weirdly I love how he says, with a weirdly large beard. So I think that's a fourth wall, a meta gag addressing the fact the actor probably grew it out more.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it does look thicker, but it's just with a weirdly large beard.
And then Madalena, she's just like, oh god, it's Galavant.
Yep. Meanwhile, Gareth heads down, hoping that Madalena will join him. And again, I like the acting on Madalena here, as always. I think for this season, I think she's improved vastly. And she's like, you get a sense of sadness, like she wants to be with Gareth. You know
there's some good dimension to her, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So then we get the "Good Day to Die" song.
I love how Jester points out, like, wait, they missed the song. Let me go up there so I can sing it again.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
That would be great if they just sang the song a second time for the other army. Took another 2 minutes out.
Anyway, so Isabella points out that she sees another army approaching. And that's what kind of brings on the Jester thing. Meanwhile, so the Jester says, "Okay, I'm going to go and lock up." So he's basically going chickening out of the fight because we can't kill the Jester.
And then we get Chef and Gwen and Blue Dragon 5. I gotta say, I think this was probably the one element of the season that I'm not altogether satisfied with.
I'll give you that, but I mean, I'm glad that they, at least they called back to him and they didn't bite the dust.
You see, the thing is, I think this would have been a perfect place to kill them off, and they didn't. That's kind of what bothers me.
Well,
and honestly, going into season 3, I have no idea what story we have for these two.
Yeah.
So. But seriously, I love the setup, though. I love the setup where it looks like they're going to die, because Gwen and Chef, they're, first of all, it's like the song is like, it's a good day to die. And then Gwen and Chef, meanwhile, they're just having this beautiful day in the country. I love how it's like, yay, the potatoes have bugs, extra protein.
Yeah, well, what would have been better? If they did a thing where it was, they did a thing where it's like, it looked ambiguous for a moment if they were going to die or not. If they, seemingly killed them off, like if the place got destroyed, then at the end we reveal that they're alive. That would have been more satisfying.
That would have been, yeah.
Because, that was completely pointless, them hiding, because the house didn't get damaged at all.
Yeah, it was.
That's what bugged me. If the house got damaged, then it would be better because we knew there's a little chance they might not have survived.
It kind of sucks because it's like the one part of this finale that I thought could have been a lot better.
I'll give you that, but it was kind of nice to see him again. But you're right.
It was nice to see him again.
Again, the setup was good of them hiding, and there's a chance they might.
I love the setup. I love how Chef is trying to. He's trying to play it down to Gwen, and then they both kind of come to the realization, like, okay, we might not make it out of here, but at least we have each other. That would have been a perfect place to end their story, man. And we keep talking about these guys going out in some sort of tragic way. I don't know. Yeah. Frankly, I don't think ABC has the balls.
Well, no, I think it's actually they're kind of going. This season ended very hopeful, so they couldn't have just kind of killed them off like that, I guess.
I think you could have killed off Chef and Gwen and then still had a hopeful ending, and I think that's the pathos that this needed.
Well, I mean, the only way you could still have kind of a hopeful ending is if you show them getting their own death song, like their whole goodbye song.
Well, you could see that. Yeah, sure.
If they did that, then I guess they could have gotten away with it. Otherwise, then.
And then Death is like, please don't kick me in the nuts like the other guy did. Please.
Or if you just want like a giant iron girdle or something, so that happens. Anyway, but I did like how I love the chef's reaction to hearing the army approach. That the camera just kind of pans in closer to him.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I love that. Anyway, so yeah, he breaks the news that it looks like this is going to be their last day. Yeah, right. It's a sweet goodbye, but again, not actually a goodbye at all or anything. It makes us worry because that place is fine during the whole battle. Just kind of randomly,
which doesn't make too much sense, but whatever.
It's just randomly in the middle too. But then again, we see Galavant, his guys heading over the hill. It might be from a different angle. I'm not sure. Point is, it's just they're kind of randomly squeezed in there.
So in the middle of the song, the painter's whistling, and Gareth is totally pissed off, beating people up, and he delivers, in my opinion, the line of the episode.
Well, first of all, let me build to a little bit. Again, we had a really awesome battle. I think the fight choreography in these episodes are really good.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be quick to go through these episodes because there's a lot of fighting. It's a very good build-up to this action. It's kind of funny because season 1 kind of like built up to the action and then the action never really happened. So I feel like season 2, we really did get some good battle scenes out of this finale.
So Gareth essentially is airing out his frustration to the enemies, saying,
I could have gone ziplining! Who doesn't like ziplining?
No, remember, before that, it was like, she doesn't want to go on. That's my favorite part. She doesn't want to go on vacation. Who doesn't like ziplining?
And I love how he's like literally like yelling at another guy, and he's like rhetorically phrasing the question. Who doesn't like ziplining?
Yes, but I love how genuine it is, though. It's not just him just like saying, "Yeah, I'm angry about this." It's him genuinely asking the guy,
Right.
"Who doesn't like ziplining?"
I actually just saw that they made a ziplining coaster, which looks amazing, and I really want to do it. So yeah, good call, Gareth. All right.
Anyways, let's see. So the parents get some hits in. Our king and queen, our ex.
Yeah, like I said, I really love the old school pizza oven pan that the father has.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So then, Richard, I love this. I love it as a commercial break, by the way. Richard asking Galavant, "Can we call a timeout?" Then it cuts to commercial. I think that's pretty clever. And they're really on the money. Like Deadpool would be proud of these last 2 episodes because they were packed to the rims full of fourth wall references.
Oh my god, yeah. It was like all over the place.
Yeah. Okay, meanwhile, Madalena and Wormwood, they are enjoying the battle. Let's see. Ah, yes. Wormwood spots the hero's sword and the king.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "Okay, it's time for it to do."
Okay, so Madalena's having some last-second kind of reservations about it because she promised Gareth she wouldn't.
Yeah.
May I be blunt? You want power. I offer it. Control is yours for the taking. May I be even blunter? Screw Gareth. He's weak.
Yeah, Wormwood. Come on, man. We love Gareth, man.
Yeah, come on.
Not as much as we love Mike, but we love Gareth. Anyway, as she's kind of mulling that over, as he just said that, so yeah, I've got Gareth. He's a weak tie for you, man. Richard is in the midst of battle is regretting going into battle. "Oh, I should have gone with her brother. Why'd I have to be so heroic?" One of the funniest lines. This might actually be the funniest line of the episode. I don't know. This might be. Ziplining's a hard one to beat, though. He says, "Why do I have to be so heroic? Could have had a lifetime of happiness. Could have had a lifetime of happiness." And says, "Well, for one day you can be, you can be it's just one day you can be immortal."
Yeah.
But here's the line, though. It's just like, you have a chance, like, lifetime of happiness in one day. It can be taken away in one day. You have your whole life to be happy. Today's your only one day to be immortal. I'm butchering that, but I'm building to, folks. Immortal to, ... Immortal to be Isabella? I don't want to be Isabella!
Yeah, that was.
I love Rich Timothy Munson. He's just such a brilliant performer.
I don't want to be Isabella.
It's like the speed at which he says, "I don't want to be Isabella."
Right.
I want to be me. Wait, where are you going?
I wish I was never bored. Tiny Rick. All right.
Would you stop with the Tiny Rick?
I will never stop with the Tiny Rick.
Why?
Because it's amazing. Anyways.
So Gareth spies Richard from behind, saying, "Oh, that's a nice sword." And while Galavant and Isabella finally reunite. Now, this at first I was a little worried about, but then it sold me how well edited it was.
It's very well edited. Yeah.
That's what sold me on this.
And it's pretty much what I was expecting the gag to be when these two got together. So I had no problem with it.
I'm saying at first it looked like I might have to be worried, but then the way it was put together was like, okay, I'm instantly sold. It's fine. Plus, I mean, she doesn't linger on it, so it's perfectly fine. Sure. Anyway, so Galavant and Isabella reunite, as do Gareth and Richard.
I love how the jester points out in his opening song, like, will King Richard kill his former best friend?
That was something we were worried about.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so it's mentioned here, so we see it unfolding, and first of all, it's speaking of which, I love all the night costuming. I just mentioned that real quick because they were taking helmets off and stuff. I mean, I like Galavant's a lot better without the helmet because I think the helmet looks a little goofy on him.
Right.
But I mean, on Gareth and on the jester, it looks the helmet chic looking nice. But I love the night outfits though. Night outfits look really cool. Galavant in that night armor looks really awesome. Okay, let's see. So anyway, so they reunite, and first thing, you told me to go die in a fart, and then she slaps him 3 times. But as one of the hits is intercut so well with Gareth and Richard reuniting, and I love this. I love how Richard's the one that hit Gareth because he's the girl in the relationship essentially.
Oh yeah.
He's hitting, he hits Gareth, and it cuts instantly back to Galavant getting hit.
I love Galavant's reaction where he's like, okay, yeah, okay, Izzy, stop.
And he just explains, no, look, guys, love it. This is how relationship drama should go. Okay, I'm tired of them drawing these events. I just quickly explain it, Look, I didn't tell you dinosaur. It was a misunderstanding. I want to marry you, live by the sea. And then it says, you had me at a brown fart.
Yeah, I was not crazy about that line, but whatever.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Okay, so they kiss, still sort of yeasty and a little musty, but they've got a lifetime to work on it.
True. And then this bit here was one of my favorite bits, absolutely. This melted my heart so well.
It's great.
Let's just say the very ending of this series was just completely broke me, but we'll get to there. This moment here was really great. This is really kind of building me to that moment. It was Gareth is prepared, and I love this song, showing how much these two guys have grown. This moves me so much. It's Gareth saying he's prepared to look. I'm prepared to apologize and explain everything. But Richard, you think again, Richard might take him out under a misunderstanding, but no, Richard, he's become enlightened. He says it's all right. He forgives him, and he says it's just good to see you again, old friend. And he forgives him on the spot. And Gareth's willing to apologize. No misunderstandings, no angry words, nothing. And Richard's, it's all water under the bridge, old friend. It's just good to see you again, buddy. And to me, that was sweet. I love those two characters. Seeing buddy like that, it's awesome.
I think kind of like the big selling point of the season has been Richard maturing into his own, because he was a big joke last season.
He was.
Just like a big joke the whole way through. He was just the comedic relief. And now I think he was easily the most heroic character of the whole season this time around.
Very true. Very true.
Okay.
Meanwhile, let's see. So, so after everyone's reunited and they're on the same side, so you can assume the Valencian conflict is over. Hooray! Until Madalena is used. Not Madalena. The Dedu magic turns the kind of dead army against Galavant and Richard and everyone.
And this is where we get the do song, right?
We're just about there. One moment Wormwood has this great line, very true to his character, saying, "Oh, you just brought the wrong kind of dish to the spotlight, did I?"
Yeah.
So true to Wormwood.
Wormwood is just like from his very last moment, which we'll get to, he's like so on point.
And again, we have an explanation for kind of what the do does with people who are basically get an idea of why Wormwood is the way he is in connection with the do.
Right, right.
Anyway, so you brought the wrong dish to the potluck dinner because the dude's really strong on it's dark evil magic after all. You can influence the dead, which unfortunately Galavant has brought in spades. Anyways, and then we get the do song. Very catchy. Wormwood, in this little number here, we
Sounds
have
like
Wormwood.
something out of Mary Poppins or something.
I know, it sounds very classic Disney, particularly Mary Poppins. We have Wormwood teaching Madalena how to wield it, how to wield the wand and do. So catchy.
I love how they call back how catchy it is.
Yes, and then we have this really, again, it's amongst all the silliness of the going do. Gareth has this really real acting moment of, oh, she betrayed me. But then this moment I really love. This is such a reversal from the first season. Richard, as Gareth's kind of taken off point, Richard saves him and says, he's taking charge. Yeah. He's like, no, Gareth, you gotta get out of here. Okay, let's see. So then they retreat to Hortensia, back behind the barricade. Which is being attacked by zombies.
Let loose leafy grains!
The jester questions, did we win? Says, no, not yet. Says, well, are we good? Wait, so are we good with the Valencians? And I love this. What's up,
Garrett? What's up, Cloud? That's like a runner-up for the best line of the episode, I think. What's up, Cloud?
Very nice, very nice.
All right. So Madalena's knocking on the gate. She just wants to talk. I love how she comments like, our storylines have been far too separated this season. Which, yeah, I wouldn't argue with. I mean, I love this season, but there were a couple issues with like Galavant and Isabella barely having any screen time together, stuff like that. So
yeah, it's a good again, a lot of meta stuff.
Right.
Anyway, so she says she's come for Gareth, and Gareth's still feeling really hurt, which you can understand because she did lie to him and just didn't have any faith with him whatsoever with that. And she tries talking him into, well, look, I came back to you. That's what's important. As Garrett's like starting to hear her out saying, well, look, and then she instantly cuts him off with the to-do trigger and full on here. Says, I don't care what you want.
And then, okay, I thought this was a good bleep.
Believe me, I do hate the bleeps, but I guess in context, this bleep was okay.
She's bleeping cray.
I prefer the cray over the bleep.
I know you do.
So, and again,
I didn't like the bleep in the finale as much as I like this one.
You mean the season 1 finale?
No. Isn't there a bleep somewhere in the final episode?
I'm trying to think. I don't think there is on this season.
I'm pretty sure there is, but maybe we'll get to that one.
No, I think this is the only bleep, Tiki. But
okay. Okay, maybe.
We'll get to it anyway. So, anyways, let's see. So bleeps aside, we get the this really sweet bit. Gareth says, I won't leave my friend. He's looking to Richard. It's so.
Hell yeah.
He says, I may be a horrible human being, but there's a difference between being a horrible human being and being evil. I would rather die than join the dark forces.
And then I love this moment. I fucking love this moment where Gareth's like, stand behind me, Richard. Richard's like, I will not. I will stand beside you, Gareth.
Oh, before that moment, before Madalena left, she says, she's trying all she can to kind of give Gareth a chance to come with her. She says, come on, last chance, Gareth. No. But before that, too, she has this really great thing where she kind of says her piece to everyone before she assumedly kills them. She says, well, thanks for the adventure. She says to Galavant, thanks for the power. She says to Richard, thanks for the crown. She says to Isabella, and then she says, thanks for the love. She says to Gareth, which was sweet. In return for everything you've done for me, I'll give you 10 seconds to seal the door. So then she offers the last chance. Then we get them all preparing for the end. Gareth is ready to protect Richard, as you said, but Richard then says,
I'm sorry, I think I skip ahead with that, yeah.
I'll stand beside you, and then you get this here's the bit we didn't talk about. Gareth gives a smile, this winning smile, like, oh, my boy's grown up. Oh,
yeah, it's great. It's like,
this is my best friend here. He's finally with me. He's finally going to fight his own battles. That was the big thing last season. Richard didn't fight his own battles until it was too late. And then we get the reprise of Good Day to Die.
But wait, there's one more episode.
Yep, and that's as the song keeps going, basically addressing there's one more episodes. Is wait, that's a load. One of us could die. Well, we all know that's a load of. Isabella's mentioning she wants 7 children. Galavant was thinking 3. 7 is a lot. Come on.
I love Richard's whole thing here. He's going to marry Roberta, rule the kingdom, be loved and respected and feared, with a full-grown dragon and a fully flowing beard.
Yep. Then Isabella's parents have a Game of Thrones reference.
Oh, please, this isn't Game, which you know they've been making all season, and this is the first time they've directly referenced it. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so then they mentioned last season they left viewers. They have to leave viewers differently than they left them last season, and then it says they want a cliffhanger, and then they end Sopranos style.
Yes. Will we end everything with a huge cliffhanger? Fade to black.
Yep. Just direct cut to black.
Wow. Just wow.
Which was great.
All right. So, final thoughts on Battle of the Three Armies headed into the finale?
I thought it was a great build-up. I mean, it goes by really quick, but it was still a lot of fun, a lot of great meta gags. It had some great character bits. Again, the Gareth Richard stuff didn't fall into any tropes, thankfully.
Yeah, like you said, I think the Gareth and Richard stuff is definitely the highlight of the episode for me. I think this episode, there were a couple more flaws with it. I really, really, really love the finale. I think the finale is borderline perfect for what it does.
I'm with you there.
So this was definitely kind of the build up to that. Like I said, there's a few things I would have done differently. I would have maybe had the Chef and Gwen scene handled a different way, but overall, it's very minor nitpicks. I felt like this was very satisfying, and it got us all pumped to go into the next episode. So
very true, very true. And again, the songs are pretty solid too, because "Do Do 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 Do" was really catchy. The recap was awesome, and "Good Day to Die" was okay, nothing wrong with it.
I mean, obviously, the recap isn't my favorite new song of the season because it's from the old season, but it's definitely probably out of any song, it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, well, it was the most impressive in delivery.
Absolutely, and the Jester is just getting so into it. I love it. I love how the Jester has the little puppet that he has with him too.
Yeah. No, by the way, people are loving the Jester from what I hear. That people love.
He's great. He's great.
I want to say his name's Ben Presley.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess with one more episode to go, let's tidy this thing out.
Now that's the end of this episode.
That's as far as we can go for now.
In this new season of music and laughs.
A new season as we recap and chat.
And go.
Galavant!
Galavant!
Galavant! Ing. Who doesn't like ziplining?